With kids going back to school, people are preparing themselves against the latest creepy crawlers known as super lice. Are super lice actually a threat or just a hyped up little bug? Well, we've got the scoop for you right now.
Richard Pollack, a public health entomologist, does not believe there is such thing as super louse. Instead, he attributes this term to louse simply becoming resistant to the treatments that are being used repetitively.
There are some lice out there that have become resistant to certain kinds of insecticides, the anti-louse shampoos, and therefore people have attributed some amazing powers to them, that they're super lice, but they're not. There are many other ways of getting rid of them.
Contrary to many beliefs, Pollack says louse are only transferred through direct hair-to-hair contact, and from what he has tested, would most likely not transfer by sharing hats or hairbrushes, which is a common fear.
If it ever happens, it would be an incredibly rare event. I have looked into this, I've done research on it, my colleagues elsewhere around the world have tried to do this. We actually took some of the most heavily infested children we could find. We had them comb their hair with a standard comb. And we had them brush their hair with a brush with which we wrapped human hair, clean hair. We had them wear hats and headphones and did all sorts of other things to try to find out to what extent do lice transfer from an infested scalp to one of these inanimate objects. We did this over and over and over again. Different children, different methods. Not a single louse transferred. Not a single louse egg transferred. So we can't say that it doesn't happen, but what we can say is if it ever does happen, it's an incredibly rare event.
If you suspect yourself or your child has head lice, there are steps you can take to get rid of the little creatures, including purchasing a special comb.
If you do find bona fide head lice on a child, first size up your child's hair. Is it short and straight? If that's the case, then you could get yourself a good louse comb. Choose one that has metal teeth, comb through the hair. Do it over several days, for a week or so, until you don't see anything beyond that point. There are other people who their hair is just a snarl, a rat's nest. You can make it a little easier by using a cheap generic conditioner that'll help slide the comb through the hair.
You can also purchase multiple different over-the-counter prescriptions.
They're over-the-counter treatments. Most of them contain an extract of chrysanthemum flowers, and the ingredient is called Pyrethrin. It's completely natural. It actually works to some extent, but many lice have become resistant to it because it's been used for so many decades. But it still works in some cases. It's cheap, you don't need a prescription. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you, then you can go to the next step. Or you can get an over-the-counter product containing the synthetic form of pyrethrins, and that's called Pyrethrin, and it's sold under several different brand names. It works in much the same way as the natural stuff. If you still have a lot of lice walking around on the child's hair, then that's a good point to call your physician.
For the Needham Channel News, I'm Stephanie Mashad.